trophies. Not 10, not 5. That man there has won 15 medals in the Premiership. And for him, I say congratulations, sir. 35 years of service, 15 Premiership. That's this man here, who many don't see. They don't shout and scream his name. But on this Workers' Month, it's the ordinary man. It's the 9 to 5. It's the one who does his work without being shouted at that we celebrate. So, to you, Freddie Zungu. Sambo, you know.
I know him very well. This is the man that knows the culture of the team in and out. I'm laughing here because when I first asked for a number 8, he asked me, do you know Benedict Masinga or Nasan?
Because
he knows this.
Number 8.
So he knows the numbers in and out. Like, he knows the history of this team. So when you celebrate this guy, my guy, let me just shake your hand.
Hey, man.
So he's celebrating a legend of the game.
Before we start the show, I'm going to allow you to celebrate the captain here.
Yeah?
You win the league.
No. May is the month of my champions.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, yes, Faga.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Hey, it's going to be a lovely one. It's going to be a roller coaster. But thank you so much for joining us. My name is Andy Lengube. I'm with Dr. Kumar as well as Stompo Kekana. Serial winners. But that's not the entire team. It's -2, so we have to add them in. It's Mazara Mulefa who's standing alongside the referee, Tatana. Ref, what do you have for us?
What do we call a person who commit an offense next to the police? Ha! I don't know, but I will have the answer. Pulemobi committed an offense next to the referees who are guarding the loss of the game. What did he get? We'll tell you. But if you commit an offense next to the police officers, you will see what they will do to you.
Victor Shongwane, he's going to be back, of course, to give us a little bit more than what he's just given us. But right now, let's go to the best news journalist anywhere in South Africa. When it comes to football, no one comes close to Jaconia.
Now, we've got a lot of stories in the coming weeks as the season has wrapped up and we're heading into the transfer window. But what I'm about to tell you now, arguably the biggest story of the week, possibly of the season now. The PSL DRC, Dispute Resolution Chamber, sits tomorrow afternoon to determine whether Durban City are the legitimate champions of the Motsepe Foundation. They are being investigated for fielding an ineligible player, Sazima Gawana, who was supposed, they claim, to have received his clearance from Liruma United. Now, Liruma United are the club that bought the status, lower division status of Marumo Gallants. But Marumo Gallants are the ones who released the player to go ahead and go to KZN. But JDR and Cape Town City, Spurs rather, have played those matches under protest. If found guilty, I shudder to think about it, Durban City would potentially be relegated to the lower division because they would be docked all the points that Sazima Gawana featured in. But this is being contested, and Durban City believe they have a strong case and they got the clearance legitimately so. So we'll follow that closely tomorrow and as the week progresses. Now, the next story also involves a team in the lower division. They say diamonds are forever, but Asanele Velebai is a free diamond now because Cape Town Spurs have been effectively relegated to the ABC Motsepe League and they are now an amateur club now. Cape Town Spurs refused to take an offer from Kaizer Chiefs, Dr. Kumalo, of around 4 million rands plus 2 players when they were still a professional ranked team. Now, Barry Mahala Velebai is available, dog.
Akere ne bafitla ku PSL. Sithi sifuna lo mfana.
Yeah.
Uvelebai. Hey man, this is a new, I mean, he's a good player. Then, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me very well, you had a interview with the CEO.
Yeah, Alex Anastasia.
Alexa Anastasia. Chiefs were offering 4 million plus 2 players then. But manje, and this boy now is what? He's a free agent.
Would Chiefs still be interested?
I'm trying to sazocabanga it manje sabhizi ngalento champion. Sazocabanga player acquisition are fit.
Mara, you have to be careful, Dr. Kumalo, because I'm sure other teams will line up. Because now he's a free agent, not necessarily having to pay a lot of money. Talking about one Soweto giant and moving to another now, Pirates have also signed 2 players from Baroka. The deal is in the latter stages of being concluded. That's Tepo Mashiloane as well as Kabelo Khositsile. Now, Mashiloane was given a farewell, so to speak, yesterday when Baroka played their final game of the season by handing him the captain's armband, just signaling that potentially he now set to join the Buccaneers alongside Kabelo as well. But sticking with the story around players' future and where to from here, Andile Jali, he was a teammate of skipper Hlompo Kekana. Now, we have it on good authority, Hlompo, that Andile Jali is parting ways with Chippa United and could be his last season in football because he did contemplate retiring before Chippa asked him to come play.
Yeah, Mazola, when you are a player like Andile Jali, who football has loved you at an early age, I think you will struggle when going from one club to another because he has been operating in a very professional setup for quite some time. Now, for him to drop to the level that the other players are, it will be a struggle. So I think, and I hope, Chogi, wherever you are, my boy, just make sure that you stay away from the game while you still love it because it will be sad when he starts going from one club to another and then he started hating football because of all those things that he's not familiar with.
Yeah, I'll monitor a skipper whether he decides to retire or whether he will continue to play one more season. Now, speaking of players that are also in the twilight of their careers, another captain, Themba Zwane, he says, well, age ain't nothing but a number after lifting that trophy, new trophy, Betway Premiership trophy. Here's skipper Themba Shikabala Zwane.
Yeah, for me, to be honest, angazibekile isikhathi ukuthi ngizoqeda nini, but as long as I still feel fresh, I still feel fit, I will keep on going. I'll keep on going because to be honest, I still want to win more. I still want to represent the country. So I have to push myself. For me, I prefer people to talk about it, not me. So my job is just to keep on doing the job and try to be a good example to the youngsters. That's all.
Yeah, skipper is focused on making
job
an
is
appearance
just doing
in the
the job.
Champions League and the Club World Cup. Andile will be following his journey closely. Now, with all the transfers happening, keep it locked on sabcsport.com. Like I said, my favorite time of the season.
Appreciate it. Chakonia, otherwise known as a super journal, there giving us the news that matter. Themba Zwane, if you looked at him this past weekend, trust me, would love to see him represent South Africa at the World Cup. I think he deserves that for his career. But let's move on now and take a look at the MVP. Who impressed us most this past weekend?
Utu Fletcher, I'm going to go low because mina ngu Fletcher low. I am going to make sure Gucci, I am the man of the match. Goalkeeper of the tournament.
We speak about Lucas Ribeiro, potentially player of the season for me. I think when you see players scoring goals like this, you can tell that this is people who are enjoying football. I'll talk about Tylen Smith, one of the best performers in this under-20 team. A roadblock, as they call him. I like how he managed to drop the shoulders and stop those goals from coming.
Fletcher, Lucas Ribeiro, Tylen Smith, all represented very well, either the national team or the season. Which one are you going with as far as your MVP is concerned? Kat Tumtanda. Also, what stood out for you in the Amateur 2020 AFCON triumph in Egypt? I'll tell you what stood out for me most. It's a combination of things. It's the under-17s qualifying in the way they did. The under-20 not only winning it, but qualifying for the World Cup. I think what's been happening at SAFA under Walter Steenbok and what he's done to these young teams has been absolutely fantastic. So Walter Steenbok, I know you're no longer at SAFA, but what you've done here is going to go on for a lot of years. Hope to see you one day back earning your strides for what you've done here. We're celebrating Workers' Month. We're celebrating Mina, Ubabu Freddy Zungu, 35 years with Mamelodi Sundowns, 15 league titles that he's got under his belt and the medals that he wears around his neck. This is far from the Champions League he's won, the cups that he's won, just in J, as far as that is concerned. Hey, if you want to be on the show, send us a video. Go to SABC Sport on the different challenges. We are there on X, we're there on sabsport.com, we're there on TikTok and on Facebook, as well as Instagram. And that's corner foot. Send us a video. Whatever question you want to ask us, and we could answer. You could be asking Dr. Hlompo, you could be asking Coach Lutu, or even the referee and Mazola. Hey, if you want, you can even ask me. Speaking of the under-20s, guys, this was fantastic. Many didn't think they would get to the Africa Cup of Nations. They got there. But even worse, they went to win it. A team that 28 years ago beat us in the final, Morocco. When we were there 28 years ago, the only time we made the final, Sasha in Morocco.
Yeah, yes, Morocco. Hence, that's why I said to Hlompo, una a rivalry less ngayas. But again, jersey number 8. Emuva libhalwe number 8 Kekane. Manje angazi noma ile Kekane lengiyaziyo. Ephambi kwami or kanjani. But look at the composure.
Yeah.
Again, VAR. I bengithi yosikhala kanti no kahle. And then look at Fletcher's distribution. That's a transition on its own. And look at the composure on the boy. Look at that finishing. Oh, unbelievable. For those abacabanga ukuthi bokuyi offside. No, it was not offside. Maybe VAR written, no, it's a goal.
Congratulations, the boys land tomorrow. Can't wait to welcome them. They're off to the Club World Cup, of course, in Chile later on this year, between the 27th of September till the 19th of October. That's when the World Cup will be taking place.
You know, this boy, you know, to be honest, if you have to watch him throughout the tournament and all that, what an amazing goalkeeper he is. You know, who resembles a lot of
He's only 18, Dogi.
Only 18.
He plays in the professional league, although he plays for the reserve team in Portugal. He plays for Estadio Praia.
Yeah.
But he plays for the reserve team. 18 years old. He made some superb saves to keep us in the game.
Definitely.
Yeah. When you look at a team of this age group, you need your best performers. And this goalkeeper here has been the best performer for this competition. That's why he won the goalkeeper of the tournament. Look at the save, man. I think in that Bruce, since I'm considering me benching, I feel what it feels to be amongst the best. Yeah, we've got crisis in that department, and you know that. Don't act as if you don't know this. So when we find somebody who's got a talent like this, who test this what it feels to be with the big boys, and you'll see. Ike Casillas, they introduced him as an 18-year-old to go Real Madrid, and he became the legend of that Real Madrid team.
Well, here he is, an 18-year-old. We spoke about South African goalkeepers, you know, and how we're struggling. I mean, look at that saves. With the deflection, he was still able to get to it.
Yeah, sure. Of course, we can tell that this boy has been coached wherever he's playing. But
definitely.
Yeah, well, we can say this is our basic of goalkeeping. Of course, I'm not a big fan of goalkeepers, but I'll speak about him. I wish Itu was here just to tell us a little bit more of the catching of whatever. But these are basics of goalkeeping. Look at that. You can tell that he's commanding the box. You need a goalkeeper like that for you to win football matches.
Tombo, you know this one as well. Number 8, Khomlo Kekane, who's with Mamelodi Sundowns.
The future's bright for this young man. I've watched him closely. I've been watching him when the Calvin Black Label team was assembled, the superstars in Polokwane against the well-established Stellenbosch team. I could tell that this boy has got something in him, and the bravery for me of playing like as a 10, as an 8, as a 6. He's got the flexibility in his approach. For me, when you look at this goal, it's a very difficult goal to score, but 2 against 6, which is something that normally in some players will tell you that you take a risk there. But it needs the intelligence of the player to identify the moments, to know that he can't dribble there, he can't even pick a pass there. He has to take a responsibility for the club. Look, when you score from there, we celebrate. And when you miss, of course, we will ask you, why don't you hit the target? And when we see a ball goes at the back of the net, this is a smile that he brought after that strike.
More celebrations. Mamelodi Sundowns celebrating here at home, and there he is celebrating with his juniors team. These are under-20s of South African football. And I can tell you, I mean, I enjoyed watching them against Morocco because it looked like they were playing their age mates.
Yeah.
Whereas in other matches, hey,
bayashaya Africa, bayashaya wakhala omunye coach engambisi ngegama wathi badlala ne-under 20 kodwa after game waqhamuka wesimama aphethe abantwana
Dogi, sorry to cut you. I'm just happy for Coach Ray. You know, he's
Raymond Mtaka,
he coached me as a 17-year-old when I was loaned to Petersburg Pillars at the time. He was there as assistant coach, as a school teacher. He nurtured the younger ones, and I've got no surprise why he's doing so well with these younger boys, because he's been with the development for quite some time.
Yeah.
So he knows the background of this young boy.
Yeah, bakhona. And then there's other 3 from the DDC. So they had Mfundo on the field, and the other one, I forgot his name, and the 2 were on the bench.
Yeah.
So, and there's...
And it makes sense. The Chiefs CDC team did so well winning the league.
Exactly. There's one boy, if I'm not mistaken, it's April, number 7,
Yeah.
who's playing on the wing. I think he's with Cape Town City. Yeah. I mean, those boys, I mean, you can tell, we had a strong team. Now, the question is, are we going to see this gem in the next 10 years or 5 years? Because Tina, good gabi neglecting this kind of gem, a gem, These boys, these are the guys that are supposed now to take over in the next couple of years.
You're reminding us of the Olympic team. We're still wondering and talking about even the team that went to the final 28 years ago. You remember what happened there. But let's continue the celebration. As you see the celebrations behind me, this time around, it's a different celebration. It's a brand new trophy in the Betway Premiership, designed by Nelson Makamo, the contemporary artist, will celebrate Mamelodi Sundowns' 8th in a row.
Muchas gracias, Padre. That was the theme of this game as Orlando Pirates bid farewell to one of their most successful coaches in the PSL era. Muchas gracias, Padre. That was the theme of this game as Orlando Pirates bid farewell to one of their most successful coaches in the PSL era, Jose Ribeiro. And it was in style as they hammered Golden Arrows 3-0. Igoli likaThegofatso Mabasa lokuvula obeluwisi roof upresident wama-2K uRelebogile Mofokeng eshaya amavula vala ladla. Mofokeng was back again with the secondary assist, this time Dion Hotter on the move and Bandile Shandu on hand to help the ball cross the line. 2-0. The Jose Ribeiro party got the third wheel in spectacular fashion. Kabelo Dlamini driving home a free kick on the edge of the box from a tight angle. What a send-off for Padre as he now heads off to, I hear them say, Cairo. For the first time in 23 years, the Betway Premiership title was clinched in Monti. Mamelodi Sundowns handing Chippa United another 3-0 hot club. Kuthatha nje imzuzu eyishumi nanye ama-Brazilians adumisa amabhasi uLucas Ribeiro elibeke ku-Ephraim Reyners wathwala amadoda elikhomba enatheni. Goal number 14. In the second half, the Brazilian magic Brazilians continued. Arthur Salas, within 4 minutes of being introduced, hit a screamer from a tight angle. A serious contender for goal of the month. Salas was not done, benefiting from the high press on the stroke of full time. He won the ball from Darren Johnson and the brace was in the bag. A record extending 8th league title in a row and 15 championship titles in the PSL era. Absolute dominance. Kanti ubani uzothatha iposition yesithathu kule season? iSteelies ishaye iqembu elisenkingeni iSuperSport United ngamagoli amabili kwelodwa eDani Craven Stadium. The opening goal came as early as the 15th minute. Sanelo Barnes with an easy tap in, following a good run from Devon Titus on the right with a lekker cutback. Just before the half-hour mark, Titus turned goal scorer with a well-laid perfect assist from Fawaz Basadine. Titus was involved in all the goals, unfortunately also scoring an own goal early in the second half, which proved to be the only goal from the visitors as their consolation. Cape Town City, who are now in a desperate mode, got a crucial 2-win victory over Polokwane City. The first goal came from the penalty spot, Darwin Gonzalez stepping up after he was brought down inside the box. Usekusha nje kwisiwombe sesibili ama-Citizens athola elesibili igoli. Jaden Rhodes elibeke phakathi ngekhanda awukunzima-ke manje edlalile cross u-Aprocius Petrus. 2-0 it ended in favor of the Citizens. Life after Padre didn't go off to the desired start as Godini. This as Orlando Pirates were held to a 1-1 draw by TS Galaxy, but the Champions League spot is safely in the bag.
i-Orlando Pirates uyalendlala nje uMbokazi eshona uRene uyadlulisa uRene uthola ubhuti omdala kodwa jersey number 7 ngalilungisa ke manje eshona ke Mfukeng uyaphakamisa ibhola nali thuba asibone futhi thuba phakathi Andile Shadu Eklenga manje libuya neCS Garat naku Joli elvala uJoli eliveza uJoli kodwa kune offside la ngikhona uthulu lepepe uthi hamba letswalo nali thuba futhi njalo phakathi
Kaizer Chiefs are in serious danger of missing out on a top 8 finish for the second consecutive season, as they could only manage a draw against Skukune United at Polokwane.
Ibe Kaizer Chiefs ba tlothewa ka mona ka leboya ba ya ba shebile ka mane ka borwa le Kaizer Chiefs ya pere mmala ya bona eo ba bapalang ha ba le hole le hae e leng mmala e metsho e ngotswe ka mmala wa gauta e le moseka ba le ka rabolenta Otakabolo Jodi Lilepo, Otakabolo Lilepo, Ofitia Malabala, Jodi Lilepo, Pulebodi Capelai, Otabadi Lilepo, Mohamed ele one Skukuni le one Kaizer Chiefs o tlotswa ka rete mona le ka re ke karete khubedu Pulemodi karete khubedu.
What a season it has been for Makesi. They were the new boys. They shocked us all in the way they went about business in the first half of the season. Shocked Mamelodi Sundowns in the final of that calling knockout. And of course, here they are, having survived after having had a coaching change where Owen Takama has steered things in the right direction. Big question is, can the visitors here today... Saturday is looking forward to space to turn and the option out wide on this left side. In fact, finds Reyners with space to turn. Deflected! Oh, found the inside of the post and flipped into what will be a first of the evening. Not so sure how much Ribeiro knew about that. Big man towards the far post. Well, from the training grounds. Ribeiro! Top corner! Top draw! 30 seconds of the evening. Mamelodi Sundowns, known as, of course, Gabriela Style, Masandawana, Cabuyeno, Shushan and Piano. Yes, it's the Brazilians of South African football. Our crown champions once again for the 2024-25 Betway Premiership campaign.
Well, Mamelodi Sundowns have won it, but let's take a reflection of the games. Look at that. They started off the week by beating Chippa United by 3 goals to add to their mammoth number of goals. Doggy, Orlando Pirates, but they still went on to draw against TS Galaxy, their first match since their coach Rivero has left.
Yeah, it was a 1-1 draw, but they played very well. And even though we saw some ugly scenes during the match,
the important one there again was Kaizer Chiefs versus Kukune, because both teams had a lot to play for there.
No, definitely they had a lot to play for. Chiefs for top 8 and this one's for Conferences Cup CAF. So the draw ends with Stellenbosch to 3rd position.
And as far as Chiefs is concerned, it's still in their hands, though.
Yeah, it's still in their hands because they're hosting Polokwane State on Saturday. So they'll have to do it for themselves.
They have to win there. They're sitting, as you can see there, Chippa United sitting on 31, but Chippa United have finished playing their games. Chiefs have 1 game. If they win that game, they leapfrog Chippa United into the top 8. So it is in their hands. I didn't mention the bottom because we're going to go into more details on the bottom now. The champions, Sundowns, 28 matches, 24-1, a new record there as far as they're concerned. The matches remaining, here it is. On Saturday, Kaizer Chiefs versus Polokwane City is the one that you need to look at. It's the one that's going to be the most important because if Chiefs win, they get into the top 8. They need a victory there. So that's going to be the big match that you need to be looking at there. But Doggy, when you look at the Sundowns team and everything they've done, there's a man that the fans are calling King Ribeiro.
Yeah.
And you look at the match that we just came from. Them and the 16 goals he scored, the 2 that he just scored in this last game. You're a player very similar in stature to what he used to do as far as being great on your feet. What do you make of him?
You know, the good thing about Ribeiro is making things look easy. And you can tell that his upbringing in terms of development stages, they were very far in terms of 100% because his technique is unbelievable. Each and every goal I score, aga sokoli. Like we are plaka. And even if Mklamba I use the power and picky point, he sport. But then you come to how come he is. Because obviously sometimes football is a game of emotions. But there are some incidents where only to find that he's so calm because he focuses on his game. And this is the man that made a difference when it comes to Sundowns attack.
It is 25 goals and assists when you put it together in 27 appearances. Trumpo, you've got him written there.
Football, but only depth, only width, only the half spaces. Today I'm going to show you the Sundowns and they look like they are showing off. This is the goal that they scored against Magezi. I'm going to play it now. Look at on the line. This is where Ribeiro is. 2v2, they managed to come out of what the doctor is speaking about, the individual brilliance. And there's a run that Maema made, which this run is very important because it's opening the space for Sales. Sales managed to receive there because of the dummy run that Neo Maema played. Now, when you look at the other side where the width comes from with Obri Mudiba, he's dragging the right back to open the passing line for where Reina's received. When you look at this goal, it looks like a PlayStation. It is planned because all of these moments, if I'll take it back a little bit from here.
Soccer Zone there went and disappointed you there.
And disappointed you, Doggy.
There we go.
Doggy, I've got it. I've got it covered. So this 2v2, this is what Doggy was speaking about, the 2v2, that individual brilliance from Lucas Ribeiro is still important to drag this line of Neo Maema. Neo Maema made it things easier for Arthur Sales to receive on the half spaces. When you look at the Obri Mudiba on the other side, he gave Sundowns width. Width is when you drag the other opposition to isolate 1v1. Now you're opening the passing channel for Reyners to receive. Reyners is very vital in this instance because he's making sure that the Magezi defenders don't rest. And this goal, you look like it was a fluke, but it was a beautiful goal from Lucas Ribeiro.
Yeah, it's actually what he meant to do there. But Doggy, when you look at them now, they sit in number 1, 28 matches played, 24-1. Now Maraco's about Puli this season. They ended the season unbeaten at home. They won all their matches at home, which is 14.
Yeah, 14.
They have matched the 73 points that Rulane achieved last season in 28 games. That was 30 games. Here's another one. They have won 24 games this season, which is a PSL record. You've never had a team win 24 games. They're the only team not to concede from a corner or a penalty this whole season.
I mean, what more do I have to say? Because Labantu break my records up. From Pito's 10 to Rulane and to the Mangoba, and here's the man that I'm so happy for, which now Upolile Ubuile, and now he's lifting the new trophy for Sundowns. Well done, Masandawan.
Did you touch the trophy?
When you look at this trophy from the pictures, it looks a little bit small. And this is a brilliant trophy from Mr. Makamo for crafting such a beautiful trophy.
Yeah,
no, it's a beautiful trophy. I don't know. I don't know if it's heavy. Now I'm used to this. So. I don't know whether it's heavy. Sorry, but it's a beautiful trophy.
Well, you know, the celebrations for Mamelodi Sundowns are in contradiction to what's happening at the bottom, guys, and that's where I want to pay your attention to. We celebrate Mamelodi Sundowns. There are those that are looking at them.
Yeah.
Cape Town City. This is what the log looks like at the moment. They've got one more game to go, Doggy. They're sitting with 26 points. They have to win this game and then wish and hope. But more they've drawn and lost 3. They won their last one, though, against Polokwane City, which gave them hope.
Yeah, which was a very good bad planning in terms of if you want to survive. But we never thought City will be Labakona today. So this is a do or die. Yeah, it's a do or die.
It's a difficult one.
And it's a difficult one, or not.
And it's another team here. The two teams have one thing in common. They give South Africa so many youngsters that come from Cape Town City and SuperSport United. You would not think that SuperSport would be there. The nice thing about SuperSport United, though, is that they've got 2 games in hand. I look at those 2 games, though. Orlando Pirates, I wonder, do they still have it in them to finish the season strong? You know, you saw what they did in this past game. They didn't win that match. And then they've got Richards Bay, who was trying, you know, they've done everything they can. They've stayed in the top 8. What do you think of this?
Well, SuperSport have to put their bodies on the line, especially with this, like you said, it's a do or die. I've seen them beating Pirates before. It's just a matter of them trying to push the Orlando Pirates back and force the result, because in this match you can't win pretty. You must make sure that you put your body on the line.
I must say, it's not the prettiest. He started well, but in the last 5 games, Doggy, 4 losses and a draw.
4 losses and a draw.
And he's got Kukune next.
Now is playing at home against Kukune. And as Kukune that wants to leapfrog is Stellenbosch. And they want to survive, which is going to be a very difficult one for them.
And if you're looking at this and you're wondering, Guti, man, these games are not adding up. Of course, there's still the Lamontville Golden Arrows versus SuperSport Matter that needs to be sorted out. Remember, that game didn't finish. So then the PSL still needs to come back. My thoughts and my feelings are that 3 points are going to be allocated to Lamontville Golden Arrows, because the mistake and the planning was on SuperSport's side as the home team there.
Okay.
So that 3 points going to Lamontville Golden Arrows takes them out of this hagmire.
Definitely.
Of this quagmire, rather.
Yeah, no, definitely. But then what was the problem?
They
didn't have the generator.
Yeah, you had to two.
Or by load shedding. Okay. Just because of the viewers, they might not understand what you're talking about. So I wanted to know what happened. So if they get that 3 points, then they're home and dry, because it will save them.
It might just. Sinbuze imibuzo ke ukuthi nani manifuna ubancanyi ohlelo lethu into maniyenze, just send us videos. Send us videos in our DMs, send us videos asking whatever question that you want, and then we'll take those questions and play live here on Soccer Zone, just like this fan did.
This is Orlando East Branch. My question, I want to know about the coach of the season. Does our coach qualify to be the coach of the season? Hence, the other supporters of the other teams saying, no, he get the league running. So now we are not sure about that. So I want to know, he is qualifying to be the coach of the season.
Well, the question then is, does he qualify Miguel Cardoso to be coach of the season? Before I even take a look at that, firstly, Doggy, who's your coach of the season?
Cardoso.
Sambo?
Cardoso.
Well, I don't know. For some reason, people don't know or don't see, because Mangoba was in for such a long time. He's played 21 matches.
Yeah.
So he definitely qualifies to be coach of the season. Because when you look at Ribeiro, he left obviously on 24. So he's only played 24. There's only a 3 games difference between the two. 18 wins each, 1 draw, 2 losses only versus the 5 losses. So he does edge Ribeiro.
But Law, Cardoso, Upagamsi Trophy.
Yeah.
Upagamsi Trophy, and also Ufagi Sundowns to the finals, CAF.
Yeah, the Champions League.
So
he definitely does qualify to answer your question.
He does.
He does qualify. Both of the guys saying, since we're talking about players or whatever of the season, what about the best of the season?
This is my player for the season. There was no Pirates without this player. And I'll tell you, he gave them stability in the midfield. Those who played the midfield in the highest level, they will tell you that without this man, Pirates, they were nowhere. Because he gave them stability. He gave them, he was ready to do the dirty job for all of the Pirates team.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over Rile?
Yeah.
There's no Rile without Makaula.
Hey, Makaula? Hey. Oh, no, ask not that.
Okay, no, I just want to ask this. You're saying at Orlando Pirates?
Yeah. But it's okay.
No, I want to know. I mean, obviously, Costa Ribeiro there is the one that you both mentioned as the best player.
Yeah.
But you're saying second to him. Obviously, Costa Ribeiro there is the one that you both mentioned as the best player.
Yeah.
But you're saying second to him.
There's no Makaula.
There's no Pirates.
There's no only Pirates.
Yeah.
Wowee. And then the leading top goal scorers, of course, it's pretty obvious there. Luca Ribeiro with 16. I don't think that he'll be caught. The only person who could have caught him there perhaps was Reyners. Reyners on 14. Sundowns are done playing matches. So that's how it ends.
Yeah, that's how it ends. And these are 2 players that showed us what the back of the net is. And we should just give credit to that all Mamelodi Sundowns players, Reyners, together with Lucas Ribeiro. The combination that they went to 100 goals plus.
Well, we're going to take a very quick break because I want to ask the question here, and then just get more details on Twitter. You take a quick break. When we come back, the referee is coming to tell us why people got red cards.
Rivero, akhenza leswi nga endlela swona tikhapu ta hi 5 a hi na laha u yaku kona Rivero I wish everything would be the best for you.
Rena defense. Before Josie never Rafita, but it's not that vibe. Ukareka ticket at the stadium. But because of our coach, who repeated that thing.
The next coach will be coming in, try to work hard.
Alala masanda wana alala. Saya sanda wana saya.
Soccer Zone, I just want to compliment the work that you're doing. Jawupule, Andile Ngube, Sulisoksa Seka, Victor Shungwani, the dog, Dr. Kumalo. Please, guys, keep up the good work.
Welcome back. It is Soccer Zone, and we give you the very best, the definitive, and we decide for you if you're unsure. If the referees get it wrong, you come here on Soccer Zone and we tell it exactly like it is. But in order to do that, we have to hand you over to the principal.
Yeah, we're going to Pirates and Golden Arrows. Today,
yeah,
today ngicela ningilaleliseka kahle. Ningilaleliseka kahle.
Yeah.
Mangithi serious foul play. Mangithi violent contact, he red card. Right. Asiyeni ke ku Silepe, the first one. Usilepe lan, is it violent conduct or serious foul play? The ball is in place, endangering the safety of an opponent. A card, yellow card, was it the correct card? No, this is the wrong card. Let's show you.
Oh.
The correct card should have been a red card. Nyang Mamel, red card for this. So, Lana, incorrect decision, asisasekang. Let's go to the next one. There's what we call headbutt. Now, sibona nje umaduna lana ulanda umfukeng umshaya ngempama aphinda futhi angishaya ngenhloko sibiza yilena sibiza ukuthi he violent conduct. Violent conduct is red card. Asibonele ukuthi wenzeni first uzobona ke naye impama chisa head on the face yellow card. Asibonele the next one makathetha ukuthi impama lana uyakupha umaduna and then he's going now with the head at the back. This is a red card. Violent conduct. Angayithola red card asisasekanga. This was supposed to be a red card apum. Asiyeni ke ukuthi no sibona umobi yena umobi lana sibona nje ushaya umuntu in front of the assistant referee. Now next to Umatibiti there, and then Mobi come with an elbow which is reckless with excessive force. Now bazabukudlala ball fast queen that oh wait, there's something we have to deal with. And then udila ngani bamtshela lana ukuthi nangu Mobi le nangu bayambulala big straight red. UGeorge ukhalela yini uGeorge. It is ukubonisa George ukuthi ukhale mara nikhalela yini mafowethu. Nikhalela into enje. Bheka. Look at that. This is serious foul play. Matlangile ya hanya busopyo kala ntwala busana ndibuyada hezi. Aziyethi bona. Look, nikhalela yini. Umobi uhlala at the last game next season masivula angekho ngoba usaseva le punishment le. Asiyeni ke ukuthi no sibona i-offside. UReynolds ukore i-goal. Asibonile ukuthi was it correctly ruled offside? Asiyeni ke na i-goal yaka Reynolds, very good goal. Was it correctly ruled offside? Zokudrola line ku Soccer Zone sikubonisa ukuthi naye unhlanhla uthi offside. Asibonile ke ukuthi no iline yethu yavumelana naye ke naye inyawo laka Justice Chabalala la. Livalile offside lana, so 1 meter duda offside. So now incorrect decision. A goal should have been allowed. Urelas bekafanele ngaki lana 50. No, I feel like incorrect decision. Asiyeni kuShandi but mathi no uShandi scored the goal. This goal, was it offside or not? Asiyeni ke sokubonisa ukuthi umthetho offside which a player in an offside position is only penalized at the moment he plays the ball. But in relation to the line or the ball, we can see that uShandu is in line with the ball. When a player is in line or behind the ball, he cannot be offside, even though there's only one opponent. When we draw the line there, you can see he's behind. The hand does not play football. Therefore, correct decision by the referee to give a goal. Right.
Well, there is a question that's been asked by a coach and owner of a team. Let's take you now to Janine van Wyk. It's the second time that we're getting involved in her matters. Maybe this time around, she was right.
Oh, I thought it could have been a penalty, but I guess, the officiating for me wasn't the best performance today, but at the end of the day, a point each. One of my players got a yellow card, but it shows that it was a clear contact in the box, so I don't understand, and this obviously influences the game and the performance of the players, because mentally they're more focused on whether they get a yellow card or not.
Well, Coach Janine, la eSoccer Zone sizokuphendula kathi sikubonisa was there contact or not. Asiyeni ke siyobona ke ukuthi no uCoach Janine ukhala kahle na or akusiyo lento ayikhalelayo na. If we have a look there, we'll now establish if there's contact between the player's leg that prevented the player from going past. You can see there's contact there. So when there's contact, now they stamped on him, on the player there, and then the player could not move past. So therefore, penalty should have been given. A yellow card for simulation, a equal simulation when there's contact, because you can see that the player was stamped. And when you are stamped, for you to move, it's very difficult. So therefore, incorrect decision. Coach, you can be right because the player was stamped and then incorrect decision by the referee.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it there. The referee, you can catch him, of course, every single Monday. Right.